Nobody like you. I'll praise, yeah. Magnify your name. Oh Lord, I worship you, Lord. Oh Lord, I worship you, Lord. You sit on the throne. Oh, I worship you in spirit and in truth. I will worship you. I worship you alone. You deserve the glory, Jesus. You deserve the honor. You are my passion, my creator, my God. Oh, to the ends of the earth. I'll give you, I'll forever give you glory, yeah. Give you glory. To you and you alone. To you and you alone. There is no one like you in all the earth. That's why I'll praise and magnify. Oh Lord, I worship you. You sit on the throne. Hey. I worship you from the bottom of my heart and the depths of my soul. Yeah, yeah. Oh, everybody lift your voice and say, oh, we love you, Jesus. We give you glory. We honor your sweet name. We declare and we decree. Oh, you alone. You alone are God. You alone are almighty. You alone are righteous. You alone are worthy of everything I am and all that is within me. I'm a master, Lord, and all time. Nobody can love like you. Nobody can heal like you do. Nobody can sing like you. You are so worthy of everything that I have. We surrender all. We say, have your way. Nobody like you. We can search all over, but we never find another like you. There is nobody like you. Yeah.
Lift it up in the room. Here we go. This world is not my home. I am just passing through. Earthly treasures soon will fade, but I found my hope in you. You are the one I want. You are the one I need. This world can have it all. It can take everything. So give me Jesus. Give me Jesus, the one who brought me safe and took away my shame. Let it all be one for This world is not my home. I am just passing through. Earthly treasures soon will fade. All right. Good afternoon, Middle Georgia. Good afternoon, Macon. Good afternoon, Perry. Good afternoon, Fort Valley. Good afternoon, Warner Robins. You're tuned in to the Glory 107.9 FM. Good afternoon, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, Periscope Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitch, to everybody that is on live and unlive. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Glory 107.9 FM. It's 1:15 on Wednesday. So that means that it is time for our Wisdom Wednesday segment with B. Scott Legal. B. Scott Legal, are you there?
Good afternoon, Bishop.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, ma'am.
It's been a while, but I'm so excited to be back.
It has been a while, but we understand that you are extremely busy. Yes, ma'am. As things,
praise God, that's a blessing.
It is.
It is.
As things are opening up and whatnot, we get it. We understand. So, hey.
It is, but I still want to be able to spend time with the WDDO family.
And we appreciate it.
All right. So like I said, it's been a while, but for the past couple of months, I wanted to come back and share some things about what's going on with some of the major trials that's been happening. So I thought today we do a little check-in on, like I said, some of the major trials that were in the news for the past couple of months, or basically over the last year.
Okay.
I'll just talk about them and get a little update of what's been going on and kind of the fallout from each one of them.
Okay.
All right. So I want to start with the murder of George Floyd, his case. And we know that the officer, Derek Chauvin, he's gone to trial. And he was found guilty on all of his charges, including second-degree unintentional murder and third-degree murder.
Okay.
Wanted to follow up with that because everybody was all excited and when he was actually found guilty, but there were some other things that fell out from that. So from that, a lot of people don't know, but wanted to follow up. His sentence ended up being 22 and a half years in prison.
Okay.
Okay, so for the charges, he is also facing federal civil rights charges.
Okay.
Which he actually pled guilty to.
Okay.
And the basis of those, and actually we know that there are 3 other officers that were involved. They're all waiting to go to trial. Thao, Lane, and Kung.
Okay.
So they're all waiting to go to trial. So their trials will be coming up soon, and it'll be interesting to see what they're charged with and the fallout from there and their sentences.
My question on that though, in rulings like that, with them having been involved, would they have testified against him, or would they be found equally, or could they be found equally as liable for not stopping him from doing what he did?
They won't face as serious. I don't think they're going to face. Their charges won't be as serious.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But I do. But they did not. None of them testified at his trial.
Okay.
So I think they're all waiting to face their own charges. I don't know if they're going to try them all together because their part in it is similar because they didn't stop him.
Okay. So
they could try all of them together, or that'll be interesting to see. But I don't think any of them will be used to testify against each other.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I think their trials are coming up this year. Let's see. I think they will be on trial this year, but I think they're also waiting to find out the fallout from the federal charges because all of them actually face federal civil rights charges also.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which will be additional time in prison for them.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
And in this case, there was a civil lawsuit which resulted where the family of George Floyd sued the city and they got a $27 million settlement.
Wow.
for this case.
Okay.
From the actual city, the police department.
Wow. Okay.
So those are some of the things that were fallout from the Derek Chauvin case. So again, we can look this year to find out about the other officers that were charged and what's going to happen with them.
Okay.
Needless to say, their trials are scheduled. They were scheduled to start in March. And I think they are going to be tried together, but I think that might be delayed again because of the federal charges. Okay. So that was the murder of George Floyd. I just want to follow up with him. The second case I want to talk about was, again, the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. And again, we know that the 3 defendants, Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Bryan, were all found guilty. They have not been sentenced yet. They are scheduled to be sentenced February 7th, 2022. Okay. They all face up to 30 years in prison. Okay. So they all facing life sentences. Okay. How much of that they serve is up to the judge. So they could be with or without parole, but they have all at least have to serve 30 years before becoming eligible for any type of parole. Type of parole, right? Okay. So, and of course, their attorneys intend to appeal, and depending on the type of appeal, they may or may not be released on bond during their appeals. Okay. But they all spend a significant amount of time in jail. So we can watch in February for how that goes. The district attorney in this case has been indicted. We don't know when her trial is going to start. She's been indicted on obstruction of an officer charge and released on a $10,000 bond. But her trial, if she has a trial, will probably be coming up later this year also. One of the fallouts from this trial was there was a change in the law, and I think they did change the citizen's arrest law so that it's much more restricted and it's much more it's only actually citizens cannot actually arrest, but there are certain private investigators or security guards that may be able to arrest, but they scaled back the citizens arrest law significantly due to the case. Okay. And then the last trial I want to talk about was one that would happen right before Christmas, which was the killing of Daunte Wright. And this was the officer was Kimberly Potter. And I don't know if in this case, the officer thought that she was pulling a gun, pulling a taser and tasing him, but she actually shot him and killed him. Right. So her trial was, again, right before Christmas, and she also was found guilty on her charges. And of course, this presents a different issue. Her sentencing is scheduled for February 18th. She was found guilty of first-degree manslaughter and second-degree manslaughter. So she probably will get significantly less time in jail, but due to the circumstances, there are different views on this case because it legitimately could be considered a mistake. But again, somebody's life was taken. True. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of sentence she gets. They also, in this case, changed their policies in Minnesota as far as traffic stops. They're not arresting people for minor infractions, and they have scaled back those laws, hopefully to avoid something like this happening again. Right. But again, what do you think? Because it was a mistake, but like the NAACP said, whether it be carelessness or negligence or blatant modern lynching, the result is the same. Another Black man has died at the hands of the police. Right.
So,
So,
well, my thing on that is this. Having, well, knowing an Atlanta police officer and, quite a few Macon Bibb police officers. The Atlanta police officer, I remember him going um, through police academy. And I remember the stories of how they were tased in police academy so they would see how it felt to tase someone. So, that would, and that lets them know that, that can render the person helpless. You can use this as an alternate method rather than, discharging your weapon. So that being said, I'm trying to figure out, because while, to see her weapon and to know where it should be, because if I'm not mistaken, your taser is on one side and your gun is on the other side. Isn't that standard? I don't think they're both in the same place.
That's a good question. I don't know.
So, I thought that, one would be on one side and the other would be on the other side. That's like saying brakes while you're hitting the gas.
But okay, they did say though that there have been 16 incidents like this in the United States. And for a couple of them, when the officer pulled the taser, pulled the gun, they yelled tase. So is that genuinely?
We'll see. Hold on, we got a call. Carly, you're on with Donna B. Scott Legal.
Hello, Miss B. Scott. How are you? And hello, Bishop. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Bishop, you took the words right out of my mouth. And all seriousness, I call and I play a lot, but I don't ever want to be one-sided in this perspective. I don't want to be one-sided, but I can't see how they would label that a mistake, because your gun is on one side and your taser is on the other. And to my knowledge, those feel like two separate, different objects. Right. A gun is more heavier, metal-like, and then the taser is more of a plastic type of force. Right. I don't understand how they would label that as a mistake. Exactly. And I'm still trying to understand. Like I said, I don't ever want to be one-sided on things. I don't understand how. Is it a cult, or is your views and my views upon the radio station are completely different, Bishop? But is it like KKK, or because you can't tell me that these police officers are fearing for their lives? In certain cases, yeah, when they call in and say, well, we have an armed such and such in this particular area, and then fear might come in then. But when you're just pulling somebody over and both hands are on the steering wheel or what have you, and they have both hands up in the air, how do you feel? How do you build fear off of that?
This is true. Now, and this is coming from a black man who's very verbal. This is
it makes you feel like it's a KKK thing.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. This is coming from a black man who is very verbal when he's pulled over. And when I say I'm very verbal, my conversation can be intimidating. It really can. I'm fine with my conversation being intimidating, but at the same time, I need you to understand that, one, I'm not afraid of you when you walk up. Two, I respect you in your position. But three, you're definitely going to respect me and mine. And I need that to be understood completely. And my wife will tell you too. I'll definitely call. I will have had the supervisor on the phone by the time I pull over. By the time I pull over, because being a black man in America, I know how this works. So by the time I pull over, your supervisor is on the phone, or somebody is on the phone, 911, somebody, my attorney is on the phone with me, so that they can hear the conversation and know that it's not one-sided.
Right.
But why do we have to do that? Why do we have to write a 4-page letter or even speech while being pulled over? If my hands are outside of the window, that lets you know that I'm abiding by everything that you have. I respect you as an officer because my hands are on the steering wheel or they're outside of the window. When have we got to the point that we have to pull out a speech just so you won't shoot us?
Exactly.
I just don't understand. I don't understand.
That's true.
I don't.
It's
and you
totally
can't tell me that you are fearful.
Yeah.
And now I will say this, and this is, I have got to say this. I've had a different experience with a state trooper pulling me over than I have had with a county officer pulling me over. For some strange reason, state troopers
have the utmost customer service. I don't get it, but they do. I'm like, I'll just take the ticket because you're so kind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Very
It's like so kind. I mean, it's
Right.
for and it's sir, do you know? And I mean, they address you properly, but for some strange reason, the county officers or the city officers come with this cockiness and this.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like I said, I don't ever want to be one-sided about it. And this has always been a topic of mine. I just can't understand. I don't understand what it is. Is it a cult? You all are union. You all are blue collar. I know you all stand up under an oath, but I just don't understand. You all, like I said, I see you going to an armed robbery or a mass shooting. Then fear should set in. Then that's when I be praying before I get there while I'm in the patrol car.
Right.
But when you just randomly pulling somebody over, and their hands they're applying with everything you're saying before you even say it, I just don't understand how fear sets in. That behooves me. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that either. So, and I understand exactly what you're saying. That is a little perplexing. That we can't comply and not get killed.
Right.
Exactly. So.
Right, and they have no remorse. They don't care who in the car with you. You shoot people. Children have to be traumatized.
Exactly.
And all that. I just don't agree. It's got to be another method to this. I don't agree.
Does. And I mean, and so one thing I will definitely say, and I've noticed that Sheriff David Davis does it, and he's made sure that there's been additional training done and things of that sort. So I appreciate his efforts. I appreciate his, just his presence in the community. It makes a difference. It really does. And you can see in, the care and concern and how things operate. So yeah, that's definitely appreciated in and of itself.
Yeah, very much so. Well, I appreciate y'all. You always have interesting topics. Thank you very much. Love you, B. Scott.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, she has very good points. And like I said, that for this case, and it shouldn't have to be, but they did change the laws and change their policies in the police departments, and I hope other police departments have followed suit. Because something like this is completely unnecessary.
True. So,
but we are glad that a jury heard this and then did find,
right,
that the fault there.
Right.
Like I said, there are differing views on that. So,
true.
So those are the ones that I wanted to highlight for now. We want to try to keep, talk through some of the legal issues that are first and foremost in the media today and that affect us, so that we'll be up to speed and understand. So,
well, we appreciate you for that. Thank you for even. I knew you were during the Ahmaud Arbery trial. You had a lot going on, but I thank you for taking the time to call in just to make sure that we knew what was happening.
Right.
And weren't misidentifying things.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was very interesting. The prosecutors in that case did an excellent job presenting that case and making sure that every I was dotted and every T was crossed to make sure that nothing went wrong with that. So we will revisit after the sentencing.
Amen.
What happened.
Definitely. Special shout out to those that are on the line. First Lady of Hype, to your godbrother, your godson, your godnephew, Vertice Z, Rosier, to Elder Didi Henderson, to everybody that's listening. Thank you all so much for taking a moment to join us for our Wisdom Wednesday with B. Scott Legal. You can join her here every Wednesday at 1:15 for some good legal information. Somebody that needs this information or wants to know a little bit more about it, share this video with them. It's available on our YouTube channel. That's the Glory 107.9 FM on YouTube. Just go find Wisdom Wednesday for today's date, and you can share it with them so that they can see it too. All right, B. Scott Legal, we appreciate you.
All right. We love you, Bishop.
Love you too. And I'll see you later.
Yeah. See you later.
All right.
All right.
Bye. All right, that's B. Scott Legal bringing us our legal moment, as she does it every Wednesday at 1:15. All right, you can join her here every Wednesday at 1:15 for the legal moment, for our Wisdom Wednesday moment with B. Scott Legal. Now, don't forget, join me today at 2:15 for the Tee at 2:15 with the First Lady of Hype. She's going to bring that good information. She's also going to bring you a little little known Black history fact. And if you get all the Black history facts right that she gives Monday through Thursday, on Friday. So on Friday, you have the opportunity to win lunch. So that's 4 Black history facts that you need to have. And if you're listening every day, we restate the facts. So if you just listen, we will restate them. If you missed one, we will restate it. So you'll have the opportunity to win lunch on Friday. You just got to be the right caller. All right. More good gospel music coming up for you right after these messages. Keep it locked right here on the Glory 107.9 FM.
The Glory 980 AM WDDO is sponsored by B. Scott Legal Solutions, specializing in family law, criminal law, and general practice. Looking for a way out? Let B. Scott Legal Solutions figure this out. Don't allow your situation to entrap you. Call 833-4B-SCOTT. 833-4B-SCOTT. 833-427-2688. B. Scott Legal is ready right now to help you and your family find a solution. Call now. B. Scott Legal Solutions.
Angels of Mercy has moved to 3085 Vineville Avenue. Do you or a loved one need assistance with personal care, light housekeeping, meal preparation, laundry, and bathing? Are you in the sandwich generation with aging parents, a family of your own, and maintaining your career, caring for an elderly or disabled family member, and need a caregiver's break? Call Angels of Mercy Private Home Care, 478-745-5111, and let them send you an angel to assist you. They also do private duty sitting and medication reminder. They're dedicated to provide in-home care that enriches clients' livelihood to help them maintain the highest level for independent living. They accept VA benefits, long-term care insurance, private pay source, and CCSP benefits. Angels of Mercy Private Home Care provides in-home care services throughout Macon and Middle Georgia. Call now, 478-745-5111, or visit their new location at 3085 Vineville Avenue next to Walk-In Insurance, and let them send you an angel today. There's no place like home.
What's it feel like when I protect my motorcycle with a local Progressive agent? Like living life on the edge, riding full throttle through the mountains, warm air slapping my face and my face saying, thank you. Thank you, Progressive agent, for protecting this